What's up, bro?
Damn. Stop.
What?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
What are you talking about?
I'm not going to continue. Remove it.
What are you talking about, bro? I'm just chilling.
Remove it. Remove it.
What? What?
Remove it. You realize that's him crying while he's receiving the Coach of the Year award, right?
It's just funny to see him crying, bro.
As he's receiving the Coach of the Year award?
It's just funny to see him crying, bro.
Anyways, Jesus Christ.
He's crying because he got knocked out after the fight. W's and L's, the weekly recap show where we give a dub to the things that we like and an L to the things that we don't. You got a long list, so I guess I'll go first. My first L goes to Juwan Howard. What the hell is he out here socking coaches for? What's going on with your bro?
Socking coaches.
You didn't see?
I haven't seen this. No.
From,
he punched the coach
today. He didn't.
Oh,
in
Wisconsin.
He didn't close hand clock him. He just
like smacked him where? In the face?
Yeah.
He open hand smacked a grown ass man in the face.
Reached over like a group of players. Wow.
I have no idea. I have no words because I only watched the second half of that game, so I didn't know anything.
I think it happened
about
after
that.
the game, if I'm not mistaken.
He reached like as that game is ending, he reached over and smacked an assistant coach in the face.
So what I saw is that apparently he didn't, shake hands with the coach. Like the Wisconsin coach didn't want to shake hands with him or some shit. And then that set Juwan Howard off somehow. I'm under the belief.
The Wisconsin assistant.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. Who won't smoke with us?
I'm under the belief that he also must have said something that really set Juwan Howard off.
That pissed him off. Yeah, I couldn't imagine him putting his hands on nobody for no reason. That's gonna be interesting. Damn. Yeah. So when Wisconsin got up by 15, it was about 3 minutes left. I was like, yeah, it's over with because Michigan couldn't buy a fucking bucket. They went like 3 for 19 or something like that. So, but also wins recently over Iowa and Purdue has put Michigan in that first 4 in bracket. So I wasn't too worried about the Wisconsin loss. Wisconsin they're not typically a very good defensive team. So if we shoot better, that game probably turns out a little better. Plus it was on the road. So we'll see what happens tournament time. If we get Wisconsin again, I expect that to be a different outlook. Diabate had one field goal. He hit one shot from the field. So it's not often we play that bad,
Oh, let's hope.
But in terms of Juwan Howard smacking the shit out of somebody, I'm gonna need more information because I have no idea what the hell happened.
I want more information as well because I don't have everything. There was something that set him off. Like they were like conversating, I think, and then bro just went off. Like I don't. There has to be something there. As much as I want to,
he's certainly gonna have to explain it for sure. Like the Monday morning shows are going to have a fucking field day with this shit.
Yes, they are.
I see Marcellus Wiley, Jason Whitlock, and Stephen A. priming the fuck up. Right, I'm very disappointed in this brother. I'm very disappointed in him because he knows better. It's not that he said something to you. It's that you chose violence. You don't do that. You don't put your hands on a white man in America. You just don't.
That was a pretty good Stephen A. Smith.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Legit.
Appreciate it.
On to my next L. I got a lot of basketball L's. I don't know what's going on today. Anyway, All-Star Weekend. So usually with All-Star Weekend, we get the Friday night, which is like the celeb game. We get the rookies versus sophomores, or however the hell they do it now.
Dog, Saturday I didn't know what the fuck that shit was.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
what the fuck was happening? There was like a helicopter that they had to shoot over. They had Jared Allen out here shooting threes. I didn't know what the fuck was happening.
Oh, we'll get into some of that. So, aside from The Bachelor hitting some girl in the tit after a free throw, that's the only thing I saw on Friday night.
It was an accident, but it was funny.
But it was funny as hell. Besides that, I didn't really see anything from Friday night, but I saw all of the events from Saturday night. The skills challenge is completely different because they change it every year or two. I don't know why they do that.
Just play 3-on-3, man. Have a 3-on-3 game, like a tournament. We're gonna play the 10. All the teams, or somebody, whoever wants to put them up. Put your 3-on-3 team out there, or something like that. Like play horse, something.
I'll be fair though. The skills challenge was okay, but it always is just okay. It's not like,
I feel like the original one was fine. The original full court setup was fine. Because then it put players of similar skill sets but different body shapes against each other to show how they can actually compete. So like when you say something off the cuff and be like, oh, Dame Lillard's better than Giannis. Well, how do you quantify that? Because they do two different things on the court. But now you take a straight up skills, passing, shooting, dribbling. Who's the best in that? In the three main skills that you need to play basketball. So like I liked that version of it. I guess it just wasn't flashy enough for the NBA
My problem
brass.
with how they're doing it now is the teams are just seemingly random. Like we've got the rookie team versus the Antetokounmpo brothers versus the big three from Cleveland. Like what? Like how
they were just doing
shit? You know what I mean? Like I get that you got to have a Cleveland team, but like the Antetokounmpo team, rookies.
Hey, speaking of smacking people, Giannis looked like he wanted to smack the shit out of his brothers.
That's a fact. Both of them let him down at some point. So I mean,
I did not come here to lose. I did not want to come in here and fucking lose. I could have sat down in the fucking crowd, courtside next to Shaq. Look at Shaq. I could have been sitting next to Shaq.
Maybe next year they'll have the Ball brothers.
They should have already had it. Well, if you in the G League, can you participate in an All-Star Weekend festivities?
Apparently you can.
So they definitely should have had the Ball brothers.
Yeah.
And the Holiday brothers. Ooh, the brothers game.
You know what I mean? That would have made more sense than
or like the
family
game
they had.
Get a family game going. Get the bowls out there. Get the Sabonis's. You know
what would be dope? Get the Currys out there.
Get the Currys out there for a family game.
I'm just saying, man. Make it happen.
Just need to get us on, man. We'll fix all of that shit. We'll put it together. Once we get done with verses, we'll come right over.
Facts. Now, the 3-point contest was actually pretty dope. I'm mad that Cat won it, but it was dope.
I'm so mad at CJ McCollum. I am so mad at CJ McCollum
too.
Because I'm sitting up here watching him on Friday, and he having a conversation with Shaq and Michael Wilbon, and I think Dwayne Wade was up there. Shaq like, I'm going to ask you a question because I think you're a great player, not a good player. What you going to do in the playoffs? And he's like, we're definitely getting out the first round. The championship is the goal. He said, are you going to win it? Or no, wait. He was talking about the 3-point contest. Sorry, not the championship. 3-point contest. He's like, you get out the first round? He's like, I'm definitely getting out the first round. He's like, are you going to win it? Great players win, not get out the first round. Are you going to win? I'm going to win. Did CJ McCollum make it out of the first round?
No.
Jesus fucking Christ.
No.
Jesus Christ. Man, New Orleans, first of all. Why? I don't even understand why CJ McCollum is even in New Orleans, to be honest with you. It just didn't seem like a trade that benefited the Blazers all that much. But if they thought so much of CJ, meaning New Orleans, that they gave up some assets to bring him in and make him the vet, the all-star, let's pick it up, fam. let's get it going.
So the final event, which is always the final event on Saturday, the slam dunk contest. And that's why All-Star Weekend is getting announced. Your premiere event was extremely lackluster.
We played blackjack the whole time.
Dunks that I've seen 10, 15 years ago are not going to cut it this year. You know what I mean?
There were a few that were attempted that if they would have hit on the first try, you would have maybe had something. I think it seems like they don't prepare for this, man. It's like going out to your local gym and dunking, for 30 minutes is not enough. Blake Griffin jumped over a Kia. Get some creativity. God damn.
And wearing Tim's only works if the dunk is about to be spectacular.
If the dunk is spectacular, or if you can actually get up to dunk it with them heavy ass butters on. You know what I'm saying? The OB topping off the backboard dunk, that's hard because you got to be in the air for a minute to tap it off the backboard and still have enough lift to flush it. He did the 360 double-handed, the double pump. If he would have actually threw that bitch instead of just laying it over the rim, that one would have been pretty good. It just didn't seem like they prepared enough.
I agree. But that's a problem though, because this is, like I said, your premier event. I mean, people love the 3-point contest, especially when it's competitive like that. But the slam dunk is your bread and butter. That's why people are tuning in.
The fact that Toscano Anderson was there at the end in the finals, I was like, oh
man. Facts. So we'll see with the All-Star game. I mean, there's a lot of stars that are also out of it too. So it's just like, thanks for showing up to Cleveland.
Why did y'all do the land like this? Came out here and had everybody sitting down.
Facts. Which also brings me to my next L is Jared Allen's outfit choice sparked a huge debate on Twitter because bro just wore like a hoodie that he got from Target, some regular jeans and some regular sneaks, bro. Bro doesn't have to show out. Like, I don't know why people have to assume that.
Yeah,
this All-Star weekend, you got to be flashy.
Never understand people's obsession with other people's like decisions, preferences. Like, damn, that's what we on now. Jared Allen's clothes. Okay. Alrighty. Way to go.
You know what I mean? Last L goes to none other than Kanye West. We are supposed to be getting Donda 2 apparently in a couple days, but me and you probably aren't going to get it because apparently you have to have a $200 stem player to hear the album.
Oh, well, fuck you very much.
I mean, I see the business move for what it is, but come on, bruh. I just want to hear the music. Can I just hear the music without bullshit?
Yeah, I'm not excited for, artists pricing their audience out of listening to their music. That's not it's not something I'm interested in. The stream player is pretty cool. I seen it when I think it was probably still in beta when Donda 1 was coming out. He was showing it to Big Boy, and it's dope. It's probably worth the money. I don't know why it would have to be now a thing that you got to buy that to listen to the album. Like, come on, man. Like, you niggas have enough money. You have enough. You absolutely have enough. And if you want to go out there and keep chasing it, go ahead. I'm just not going to let you do it at my expense. I'm not going to let you leverage your fandom from me to exploit me. It's exploitive. It is. So yeah, that's how I feel about it.
I agree. That is all I have.
All right. I'm gonna get on the positivity train, try to break up some of that misery you had over there.
Misery? Nah, bro. Me and Tommy kicking it, bro. We cool.
Misery, all alone in the moon nights. All right. First dub going out to John Amos, Mr. Cleo McDowell himself, Mr. Kunte Kinte himself. Give it to me. Good times.
Buffalo Butt. Why can't I think of his actual name?
Yeah, it's fucking me up because that was the one I could not remember. Anyways, we'll pocket that. We'll come back to it. Anyways, John Amos did a interview with the Archive of American TV where he was asked about Coming to America 2, right? And how excited he was to come back and do it. He had always wanted to do the sequel and how much the movie meant, the original, Coming to America meant to him to be able to put on screen. He did, however, kind of venture off into a discussion about representation of Africa through film in America, be that television and major motion pictures. So there's always been, and this is coming from a guy who not only, he obviously played in the comedy with Eddie Murphy, but was part of one of the most influential series on race I would say, in American history, and be that in roots. So there's always been this propensity to shape, Americans' view or perspective on Africa in a very particular way. Very primitive, of the wild. No, there's no infrastructure, no roads, no buildings. It's all huts and wild animals and wildfires and tribal dances. And you know what I mean? It's been very, very commercialized, that view of Africa here.
Which note is bullshit, because Africa is fucking beautiful. Haven't been there yet, but I want to go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so he goes on to say that, we should encourage a lot more of these, these quote unquote African productions in America to be driven by, native African people from the continent. It's same old tune over here, right? Representation. So it's easy to get washed up in the idea of trying to tell somebody's story for them. And that has always been the case, when we're talking about that type of representation here. So I thought that was dope that he used it at almost 80 years old. I think he is still using his platform for something like that. So
for sure. And definitely not something that people even think about when we talk about representation, is the people over in Africa.
Yeah, absolutely. Multiverse of Madness had a little preview this last week or during the Super Bowl, where a certain voice was heard as we get a clip of Doctor Strange walking into, a room of what seems to be some sort of council. Heavy Illuminati vibes, number one. Patrick Stewart's voice was in the preview. Patrick Stewart being Professor X.
That's really dope.
That hopefully is dope as hell.
That leads to mutants in Marvel.
So let's talk about it. There are actually a lot of fucking publications that beat me to the damn punch. So now I'm just going to seem like I'm riding other people's ideas. But I literally had this idea the minute I seen the trailer, right? Patrick Stewart is coming in as Charles Xavier from the Fox universe of mutants. What I can begin to see happening. Number one, let's talk about the shadowy dark figure to the left of what we presume to be Charles Xavier, that everybody kind of lost their minds about and caused Recast Tchalla to go start trending again. It could be Black Panther. I would say there's about a 25% chance that it is a Black Panther. And here's how I think that they would work it. And mind you, Multiverse of Madness has gone through the most reshoots of any Phase 4 film, or other than Black Panther, obviously. but it has gone through a lot of reshoots. So a lot of moving parts going on there, and a lot of different rumors of who's going to pop in. It could be Black Bolt. If we're doing Illuminati stuff, that makes sense. It could be Reed Richards. The last I heard on John Krasinski is that they were, in talks of him to play Reed Richards, and they have a movie coming out in 2023, I believe. So they've got to start ramping up that story. I don't think they're going to come in cold with a basic origin story. I think we left those alone in Phase 1. So it could be Reed Richards, could be Black Bolt. If it is T'Challa, Black Panther, I think it'll be Winston Duke. And here's how they're going to end up playing it. Winston Duke got his payday, right? He got his raise in Marvel for an expanded role. You've got this hashtag, this movement that has grown to a level of being able to trend on demand. I've never seen a petition, a call, a call to action, a strike. I've never seen a movement other than political movements, Black Lives Matter, things like the Women's March, stuff like that. Obviously, where there's an actual organization behind the movement. I've never seen a collective of people that can be mobilized at any given moment. That don't let people fool you. That's important. The fact that we've been able to trend as many times in succession of each other, like seemingly just when we want to, that counts for something. And we know they hear it. So you have that. You have Winston Duke taking a new role. You have what you have already put together in Black Panther 2, which I believe that they, even though they've heard the calls to recast, I think Black Panther 2 is lost. I just think it is. And so you already have what you have from that movie. So how do you go about this and not come off as if you've ignored the thousands of people who have been imploring you to do something different, to make it look like you just didn't go up there with a completely jaded attitude and completely dismiss a subsection of your fan base, right? You do it without having to hire a brand new actor or establish a brand new role, because if that was the case, if that's what you truly wanted to do it, you would have recast it, no problem. So now, instead of new actor, new payout, new leading role, we got same actor, slightly higher payout, and we'll stretch that out for a few movies. I think M'Baku or Winston Duke ends up being a variant T'Challa on the Illuminati, right? So it won't be the Earth 19999, the M'Baku we know, but it will be a variant version of T'Challa who's wearing M'Baku's face so that he gets to be the Black Panther. This is a whole lot of twisting around just not to recast the goddamn character, boy.
Yeah, that's a crazy twist.
But I can see it because they can either increase M'Baku's role in what he is now, which doesn't necessarily warrant a payday to me, because that's what you were already going to do anyways. That's what you set out to do with the movie, right? Explore the world of Wakanda and all the side characters. So that was going to happen by way of you having Black Panther 2 anyways. It's something significant enough for them to have to pay him like a leading man. Him sliding into, and that is coupled with the rumors that we got about him being the next Black Panther. Also the promotional banner that we saw with the very muscular Black Panther arm. That could be it. That could be Winston Duke. I could see that. I ultimately think their idea is to mash these universes together, Sony, Universal, Fox, and Disney MCU, into one new universe where anything is possible now. Now, if we have to recast the character, now if we have to, change something, we have the multiverse out without ever having to revisit it again. I think that's their ultimate goal, is to kind of, so that they don't have to forever be retconning new characters as they're bringing them in because of prior conflicts that they had with the Disney Plus shows, or anything that happened at Fox pre-merger. They've already done half the work with Sony, right, with Venom and all the Spider-Mans. Really, you just got the early Hulk version. So David Banner and Edward Norton, maybe something will be worked out with them. Maybe they have some roles, and then who else? You got all the Fox X-Men stuff, and Deadpool. Deadpool is obviously going to be in the MCU next year as well. So I think they're trying to do this in a way that they're not going to have to be constantly retconning shit forever. And the best, well, not the best, but the easiest way to do it is just to smash all that shit together, right? So that you have all of the same stuff in this new universe, which ultimately I think will either end up being the 616 or the Ultimate Universe. Nate Moore, when he was talking to Van Jones, right? He said he did not see
Van
T'Challa on the Van Lathan. What did I say? Van Jones? Van Lathan. Nah, them niggas are not the same. they don't like it. But he said that he did not foresee T'Challa coming back in the 616. Now, we all took that as, oh, Nate don't know what the hell he's talking about. He don't even read comic books. He doesn't even know what's going on in his own cinematic universe. He mislabeled it. Are they planning to make this 616? because that could be possible as well. I mean, this is an executive producer at Marvel Studios. So did he have a slip of tongue, or did he actually mean 616? Because we're currently in the 19999. If we know the 616 is the greater Marvel universe, right? When you read the comics, most of the things that you are seeing are happening in the 616 universe, unless otherwise specified. So that is our Earth. Maybe not in the MCU so far, but that is our Earth. So if that's the ultimate goal, did he actually mean that, like, going forward, even in the new world, you don't plan to see T'Challa? Because that kind of makes it even worse to me. But then again, it could also mean that maybe he knows that this current world that we are in is going to end. The universe, the Marvel universe that we know is going to end at some point and become anew. And at that point, but see, I just feel like there's a better way to handle it, even if I'm giving you that amount of bail, it's so much of a better way that you could have done that than what we've gotten. So I don't want to give him too much bail, but just something that I was thinking about.
That's a really interesting theory, though. I'm hoping it kind of plays out like that, but I'm ready to see these mutants, man. I'm ready to see, Beast, Wolverine, Storm.
Man. I'm ready to see Aurora Monroe. I'm ready to see Gentle. I'm ready to see Eden Vesey. I'm ready to see mutant wise, obviously the norms, like gotta have Logan, gotta have Cyclops, Nightcrawler. I'm ready to see compelling stories from the mutant side. And I hope by the time they start making mutant movies or X-Men movies, it's not so that we're not still in this swing of MCU films that's like kind of addicted to virtue signaling at this point. It's kind of taken over the storytelling a little bit. So I'm hoping that's something that we break out of when we get the mutants in there, because newsflash, I don't know if a lot of you X-Men readers notice, but it is basically just a allegory for being Black in America. Now, I understand a lot of other groups kind of draw their own parallels to it, but boy, if you had a mirror, see X-Men. Anyways, moving on from Multiverse of Madness, the Panther God from Wakanda, Bast, has been cast in Thor: Love and Thunder. I believe you have the young lady's name. I'm not even going to try it.
Oh my gosh, I'm probably butchering this name, but I believe it's Akosia Sabet.
There we go, Akosia Sabet. Very good. See, if you hadn't said it, I wouldn't have been able to say it.
I don't know if I'm saying it right.
Let me say something to Marvel Studios very quickly. Obviously, we have the whole recast Tchalla thing going on. I'm hearing reports of Armor Wars getting delayed. It's like it was supposed to come out this year, 2022, and they haven't even started shooting yet. So that's probably not going to happen. When was it supposed to come out? Sometime this summer. Actually, Armor Wars was supposed to come out before Secret Invasion. That's where Riri Williams was going to premiere, was in Armor Wars. Now she's going to premiere in Black Panther 2. But yeah, that show is getting delayed to 2023, which means we're probably not going to see it to 2024. Okay, so now Marvel Studios, you're delaying Armor Wars. You got T'Challa messing up, and now Bast is showing up in a movie as a god, which is a good thing. In a movie where Gorr the God Butcher is in it. Okay. So I don't have to give you any more background on that character other than his name to show you where I'm going with this. Y'all slaughter Bast, you've slaughtered my Disney Plus account. You let Christian Bale and his Gorr the God Butcher makeup slaughter Bast. Hang it up. Hang it up, fam. I'm ringing the Marvel has Black animosity bell until the cows come home. Don't do that. Do not. And the reason why, unfortunately, I have to say that, because it doesn't seem like there's anybody in the room that seems to have that kind of antenna or meter. So let me say to you, first and foremost, do what you want. But if there is a God to be slaughtered, do not. Okay. Y'all been able to ride this, we love the black woman train. Do not fuck it up in one movie. Because you think we bad, or you think black man is bad about T'Challa. Let y'all show a black female god getting butchered in a Marvel movie and see what the sisters do to you. Don't do it. Don't do it. Do not do it. Don't
you seen black women with the beehive. That's a fraction of what you're gonna get if some shit like that happens.
On a black goddess. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, enough said. I have one toss up to close us out. I stayed off of this topic because I wanted to actually hear some more information. I wanted to hear from his side, but I definitely wanted to touch it because I wasn't just going to let it slide. So last week, there was a video of a Yellow Springs, Ohio city council meeting where they were going to approve an affordable housing plan to start building affordable housing throughout the city. Dave Chappelle interrupts the meeting. Dave Chappelle, the most famous resident of Yellow Springs, Ohio, ever, and also part of a building plan, a development plan that's worth over $60 million to bring, his comedy clubs, some restaurants, a bunch of different businesses to the community. Dave Chappelle gets up there and tells them, basically in a roundabout, you pass this shit, I'm gonna pull my program and I'm gonna leave. Flat the fuck out. Don't know why you're playing with me, but no. So immediately, the talking heads jumped all over this. And I mean, not your normal, not the people that you would expect, not your CNNs, not your MSNBCs, even though they, obviously they took a run with it. It wasn't your usual suspects. It was all the people that you would expect to be on our side or be on someone that we support side. It was your Hassan Pikers. It was TYT. It was anyone who had a voice on the left side of political issues immediately jumped down Dave Chappelle's throat. Now, wouldn't you know, they put out a statement, Dave Chappelle's lawyer, his team, put out a statement detailing exactly what it was that they didn't want to happen out of there. It turns out that the houses that they were trying to build were worth $300,000.
Are you serious?
So I'm sorry. Affordable to who?
Affordable to fucking billionaires? Millionaires?
$300,000 homes is what you were building? And even if that was only part of the initiative, tell me how building $300,000 homes makes affordable housing for the people that need it in Ohio. Tell me why we have to couple development of fucking mansions in Yellow Springs, goddamn Ohio, to make sure that the people who can't afford to get housing anywhere else in our major metropolitan areas in Ohio can have somewhere to buy a house and live. Tell me why that has to go together. Why is it rich people gaining more rich assets a prerequisite of helping the people who need it the most? So no, I wasn't going to get up here and kill Dave Chappelle for killing a affordable housing bill the way that everybody else was. Are y'all going to get up here and apologize to this man? Hassan, are you going to apologize to him? You sat up here and you led a stream for 30 minutes about this man. What's wrong with Dave Chappelle? What's wrong with Dave Chappelle? You know when else I didn't hear Hassan Piker? When chick, and maybe I missed it. But the woman who led the protest, the Netflix protest against Dave Chappelle after the closer came out, when her tweets about Asian Americans surfaced, right? And then we began to try to hold her accountable. Guess who didn't hold a stream going back over that to talk about her, right? From her perspective. I can hear you talk about to the ends of the earth while Dave Chappelle saying he was pro-turf was dehumanizing and all this other stuff and hurtful and dangerous for trans individuals. And we can go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. We can go on and on and on and on and on about how Dave Chappelle is so fucked up for stopping this affordable housing bill. So then you explain to me why it's necessary for them to be out here building $300,000 homes when the bill's supposed to be for affordable housing.
How do they get away with calling $300,000 houses affordable housing?
Because it was the way that I'm understanding it is that it was an overall development deal that they highlighted the little bit of affordable housing that they were putting in as the overlapping goal of the entire bill. It's no different than what these politicians do in Washington. They tell you that, oh yeah, we're going to help you out, and it's a whole bunch of corporate, what do they call them? Kickbacks. You know what I'm saying? Privatizations of our power grids and shit like that.
I was literally about to say you can chalk that whole thing up to politics.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it pisses me off that y'all were so quick to throw this man under the fucking bus without even knowing what it is that he was protesting. Dave Chappelle, the one who is willing to stand up to certain groups in this country who seem to be above reproach in any regard, he is willing to talk to those groups directly with his platform. Protesters be damned. That's the man that you feel like would want to be holding back poor people from getting houses, working class people from being able to buy homes and gain assets? Him? Now, out of all the celebrities that you sit up here and cape for and shut your mouth for every time they vote conservative or they don't speak up for one of you and your issues, right? Dave Chappelle is the one that you think is the jaded rich bastard. Of all the celebrities that you all the Oprahs, all the Beyoncés, all the Jay-Z's, all the Obamas, all of them, you're gonna land on Dave Chappelle as the one that's too rich to be actually trying to help people.
Yeah, no,
that's nuts.
That headline was wild enough for me to go like, there's got to be something here. So if I am thinking that as a common person, I know y'all got to be thinking the same thing, or maybe they were just chasing headlines, and so they felt like they had to actually react.
They were chasing headlines, and it's always so easy to slide in there haphazardly when we talk about a black guy because nobody gives a fuck about the retraction. No one cares about the retraction. The one thing, black women are absolutely oppressed, but they do not stand for that shit when you just out here slandering them. That's why you cannot get away with the criticisms that Kamala Harris should be getting, but doesn't wear wholeheartedly, right? Because her apparatus collapses around her and people come to her defense. People out here slandering Dave Chappelle, you're not going to get it because of the conflicts that he's had with certain groups in this country. He's not going to get that benefit of the doubt. He's not. People leave him out there to dry. They say all this stuff about him. And now we have more information introduced to the equation. And I don't hear anybody else talking about it. I hear no one talking about it. Shout out to Comedy Hype News for actually talking about this after the headlines died down. That's it for me, man. Give us your dubs and nails from this week. Tell us what you thought about ours. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
And make sure you check out our previous dubs and nails because we like to do this every Wednesday. And like you said, make sure you subscribe. Like I said, we like to do this every Wednesday. So come and join us.